In today's video, I'm going to show you the best method to finding your perfect sensitivity. First things first, I just want to speak about DPI. It's the number of pixels that your cursor moves on the screen for every inch that your mouse moves. So an example of that is like 800 DPI, the cursor will move 800 pixels for every inch that your mouse moves. So when it comes to a competitive game, using a higher DPI actually does have an advantage. It's not that big of an advantage, so it's not like you should change, but it is recommended. A lot of the pros I see use 800 or 1600. So if you're on 400, I would definitely switch to 800 or 1600. I wouldn't go above 1600 because it does make it very inconvenient using your mouse outside of Valorant. Something that I see a lot of people mention quite a lot is the Windows mouse acceleration. To turn it off, I'll just quickly show you. You come to mouse settings, additional mouse settings, pointer options, and it's this button here, enhance pointer position. You want to turn this off. Now, this is only relevant if you don't use raw input buffer inside of Valorant. If you use raw input buffer, which I do recommend, what that does is it completely bypasses Windows. So it won't use this pointer speed, it won't use pointer position, it won't use any of that. It will just be straight from your mouse to the game. And that does make for less input lag, so I do highly recommend using raw input buffer. There is a bit of a gimmick to this though, and that's if you have a mouse with a polling rate which is less than, I'd say about 1000, I would actually keep raw input buffer off, because the Windows will actually fill in those empty spaces, so it will actually help you. And if you are doing that, make sure to turn off pointer position. And if you want to check the polling rate in your mouse, there's lots of softwares for mouse. I've got the Logitech Superlight, and I can see it just by coming into here and seeing that it's on 1000. You can also just Google it and it should tell you there. Now, raw input buffer is under general, and it's literally right here underneath your sensitivities. As I said, if you have a polling rate of 1000 or above, make sure that this is on. If not, turn it off, and I'd suggest getting a better mouse. So now the method to actually find your perfect sensitivity. I'm actually going to be doing this for this video as well, and then I'll be using whatever sense I get for the foreseeable future. And the method is called the PSA method. Now, how you do the PSA method is you find your starting sensitivity. And to find that, you basically want to set your sensitivity to where you can do one full mouse swipe. And you complete a 360 in game. So you see how I'm not? This is bad. So I need to set it to probably 2-2, where I can do a full 360 with one mouse swipe. So I'll keep going up. Okay, that's basically a full 360. So now I've got that. So my starting sense will be 0.25. I'll leave a link in the description because this makes it a bit easier to this website, which I'll show you now. And this website will basically do all the math for you. You put in your starting sensitivity, which we know is 0.25, sorry. And then here it will give you a lower and a higher sensitivity. What you're going to do is you're going to put the higher and the lower into your Valorant, and you're just going to test around with the sensitivity. Do some hard bots, go into a TDM or a DM if you want, and just feel it out, both lower and higher. And then the one that you prefer, you'll select that over here. So I'll give that a quick go. Okay, so bear in mind these are quite extreme, so I didn't like either, obviously, but a 0.13 I found better than 0.38, so I'll select lower. And now it's going to give you a new set. So we're going to put those in now. Okay, so out of these, I preferred 0.28. I'm not going to show all, that's enough for now. I'm just going to keep going through it in my own time, and I'll show you the results at the end. But keep repeating this until at the end I'll show you, you get a final result. So as you can see, at the end of it, my perfect sensitivity is 0.20. But now what you'll do is you'll set that to 0.20 and you'll try to stick to this for as long as possible. Because the key to consistency in the game is also consistency outside of the game. There are small things that I change to sort of waking me up a little bit in the game. I'm quite weird and I have ADHD, so I need things to be a bit different. Sometimes I'll change the outlines of players, sometimes I'll put blood on or off because that does actually make a difference. Things like that, but I will never change my sensitivity unless it's really needed, like this. So if you came to this video expecting me to just give you a sense and for you to use that, I can't really do that, so that's why I gave you this whole method, but I can give you the average pro sense for each DPI if you want to just take that as a starting point and work from there. So for 400 DPI, the average sensitivity of a pro player would be 0.67. For 800 DPI, the average pro sense of that would be 0.33. And for 1600 DPI, the average pro sense would be 0.17, which is actually lower than the one I just got. So pros do use much lower sense. But if you want to use it as the starting base, go ahead, but it might not be for you. That's just me giving you information based off of pro players.